Hi boys and girls, it's Mr. Doug story time again, yay! And today I wanted to read the story, The Dot. Now the author and illustrator is Peter H. Reynolds. And if you remember, I've read another book by Peter H. Reynolds, and that book was called Going Places. This book is very different from that one, but the artwork, the illustrations, and the words are both written by Peter H. Reynolds. He's the author and illustrator. That means he wrote the words and he drew the pictures. And there's the first page. Looks like a paint set. And it's called The Dot by Peter H. Reynolds. Art class was over. But Vashti sat glued to her chair. Her paper was empty. Vashti doesn't look happy. She looks frustrated. Look. Looks frustrated. Angry, maybe. Vashti's teacher leaned over the blank paper. Ah, a polar bear in a snowstorm, she said. Very funny, said Vashti. I just can't draw. That's the art teacher. Her teacher smiled. Just make a mark and see where it takes you. So Vashti grabbed a marker and gave the paper a good strong jab. There. Then her teacher picked up the paper and studied it carefully. She pushed the paper toward Vashti and quietly said, "Now, sign it." So the teacher looked at that dot, right? And then she said, "Okay, now sign it." That means write your name on it so that everybody knows it's yours. Vashti thought for a moment. Well, maybe I can't draw, but I can sign my name. And so there's the dot that she made. And then she's signing her name, Vashti. I think that's such a beautiful name. The next week, when Vashti walked back into art class, she was surprised to see what was hanging above her teacher's desk. It was the little dot she had drawn. Her dot. All framed in swirly gold. Look at that. Well, Vashti said, I can make a better dot than that. So she opened her never-before-used set of watercolors and set to work. There she's saying, I can make a better dot than that. And then she got her watercolor paints out and she set to work. She started to work on a better dot. Vashti painted and painted. She painted a yellow dot, a green dot, a red dot, a blue dot. Wow, those dots are bigger, aren't they? The blue dot mixed with the red, and she discovered that she could make a purple dot. Vashti kept experimenting. Lots of little dots in many colors. Oh, now that's even more different, isn't it? Lots of dots on one page. And they're all different colors. That's cool. Well, if I can make little dots, I can make big dots too, she said. So Vashti splashed her colors with a bigger brush on bigger paper to make bigger dots. Look at that. She had to crawl onto the paper was so big, to make a big dot. That's a big dot. And Vashti even made a dot by not painting a dot. Ooh, that's very different. She painted all around the dot instead of the dot. It's kind of like the opposite. That's cool. Well, at the school art show a few weeks later, Vashti's many dots made quite a splash. Look at all those dots. Okay? At the school art show. It's where all the parents and teachers can see all your hard work. And a lot of it was Vashti's. Look at all the dots. She has little dots, big dots, pink dots, yellow dots. All right? She has, and there's that one dot that's really, she painted around it. And there's the one that she was painting that she had to crawl on top of, the paper. And it says, Vashti's many dots made quite a splash. That means everybody really liked them. Vashti noticed a little boy gazing up at her. That means looking up at her. You're a really great artist. I wish I could draw, he said. Vashti said, I bet you can. Me? No, not me. I can't draw. I can't draw a straight line with a ruler. There's the boy talking to Vashti. That's what, and he said, I can't draw. Isn't that what Vashti said at the beginning of the story? Well, Vashti smiled. She handed the boy a blank sheet of paper. And she said, show me. Show me how you draw a straight line, right? And the boy's pencil shook as he drew his line. So Vashti now is acting like the teacher. So there's what the boy made. That was his line. Vashti stared at the boy's squiggle, and then she said, please sign it. What? My friends, that's the end of the story. What? Isn't that funny? So, at the beginning of the story, Vashti said she could not draw. Right? And then in the middle of the story, she was drawing a lot of dots. And then at the end of the story, she was drawing so many dots that at the end of the story, she was helping someone else learn how to draw. Wow! So she went from not being able to draw, she thought, to drawing really great and then helping someone else draw. That's pretty awesome. Okay, boys and girls, thanks for listening to the story The Dot by Peter H. Reynolds. I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.